How's it going, guys? It's Doc. SEI is absolutely flying. It's had a couple really good days in a row. We talked about this several days ago on my last SEI video. Had to provide an update because a couple really bullish catalysts are happening. We're going to talk about that in this video. But before we get started, welcome back to the channel. My name's Doc. Throughout the day, I'm a resident physician, and at night and the super early morning, I take you guys on my crypto and investing journey. We're not going to waste any time. We're jumping right into it. SEI, or however you pronounce it, having a couple awesome days. Just 2 days ago, 2 or 3 days ago, this was at 15 or 16 cents. It's now rocketed up to 21 cents. We've been talking about this project quite some time. I did a video 10 days ago. I've actually done several videos on the channel about SEI. I hold a bag of SEI because I have a ton of conviction in this project. So really, really good 7-day action price here, rocketing up. We're going to talk about a couple of the bullish catalysts. If we look at the monthly, though, we're kind of getting back to where we were in May, right? That May timeframe. If we go back even farther, in December, around the election, SEI was around 70 cents. Newsflash, or kind of spoiler, we are going to do a price prediction at the end of this video, so stay tuned till that. But I think we can get way higher than this. So stay towards the end. We'll talk about price prediction. The other thing that I like to mention in all of these videos is the circulating supply. It's about 55 to 56%, so there will be some dilution, and we'll talk about that here just in a sec. Like I mentioned, we made a video not too long ago, about 10 days ago. I think this is our 4th video. In that video, we talked about the Giga update on how that's absolutely going to make the speed of SEI absolutely rip. Like, this really is this update. It's going to be huge. If you guys thought SEI was fast now, just wait. This is comparing Ethereum L1s to L2s and then its current update now. So pretty wild. I'm really excited about that update. Now, one of the big pieces of news that's driving this is Wyoming. They actually selected SEI for their stablecoin. So for those who don't know, Wyoming is coming out with their own stablecoin known as the WYST stablecoin. And this is really good. Wyoming very much has been a pioneer in accepting crypto, adopting crypto, really taking the next step towards crypto. And in a lot of ways, this goes to show that SEI has been battle tested amongst these rigorous tests. Think about it. If a state is going to use a network for its stablecoin, it wants 2 things. It wants to make sure that it's cheap, right? Because they don't want to spend a bunch of fees, which SEI is super, super cheap. And then they also want to make sure that they're fast and reliable. And we just talked about, we're going to talk about the speed here more in just a second, but we just talked about how super fast SEI is and how we're going to talk in a second how cheap it is. So really, really excited for that, what's going on. And then I'll link this video down below, but Invest Answers, he just did a video on comparing SUI and SEI, right? SUI versus SEI, because I know people pronounce them differently. I'm actually in James's private Discord. I'm going to link this video down below. He is a wealth of information. I'm stealing this chart from him, and I should probably, maybe I'll move my camera so you guys can see who this is from, because I want to make sure he gets credit. This is Invest Answers. Again, I will link this video down below, but he compares a slew of metrics, right? And in his face-off, he shows that SEI wins 16 of these 23 metrics, and SUI only wins 7. We're not going to go through all of them, but we're going to talk about the ones that I think are most important. So he shows that block time is significantly faster on SEI, in addition to finality time. And that's really, really important, right? It's one thing to have fast transactions, but it's another is how long does the transaction take to finish? SEI wins both of them, right? And we were just talking about why Wyoming picked this coin. I think in a large part, it's because of those 2 things, okay? Daily active users, believe it or not, SEI takes that category. So that's reassuring. Their average fee is lower. The other big thing is the circulating supply is higher for SEI. So what that means is in layman's terms, you will have less dilution with SEI compared to SUI, right? So that's really important because you never want to see a ton of new tokens come onto market. And he actually later in this video, he compares it. SEI has an average inflation rate of about 7% per year, and SUI has an average inflation of 11% per year. So pretty significant. Like SUI has a 50% higher inflation rate, right? 50% more SUI tokens will come on the market compared to SEI. So I thought that was really, really big. Now, SUI does win in DEX volume, but I think that's just a matter of time before that switches. SUI also wins in TVL, total value locked, right? So that is really, really big too. Now, I think maybe the most important one as investors like you and me is how far are they from their all-time high, distance from all-time high? Or put differently, what's a better buying opportunity right now? And it's SEI, right? SUI's kind of already had its run. SEI, although it's doing well within the past couple days, right? When we look at the 7-day, it is farther from its all-time high. And that's why, right? Its all-time high is at $1.04, right? So roughly a 5x from here. That's why I think SEI is a better buy right now. I've actually transitioned some of my SUI holdings. I didn't have a lot, but I've moved that to make my SEI bag even bigger. The other thing that James talks about, which I thought was really, really good, I love this comparison by him. He says that if SEI had the same market cap of SUI's all-time high, this would be a $2.86 token, right? And this is when Bitcoin was only 110,000. Just imagine the price of SUI and SEI when Bitcoin's 150 or 160,000, right? Now, I don't have a crystal ball. I can't predict the future, can't give you financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but I think Bitcoin, I feel actually very strongly about this. I can only tell you what I'm doing. I think Bitcoin is still going to put in new all-time highs. I think the Bitcoin dominance is going to fall at some point. And I think what that really means is that SEI is going to rocket. Okay, we're going to talk about my price prediction here in just a second. So if you're getting any value out of this, consider hitting the like button, subscribing, doing all the things. All right, I want to look at SEI on the Bollinger Bands. So obviously we've had a rocket in price here, and I'm going to move my camera back to the other side. Okay, so these are the Bollinger Bands. Price usually stays in between the Bollinger Bands, right? The price respects the Bollinger Bands. You can see SEI has just been ripping, right? It's been flying up to the top. You can also see the RSIs overextended as well. And then this orange line right here, this is the 20-day moving average. So anytime you have these big run-up in tokens, suspect a pullback. It's natural chart behavior that after you have these really, really big run-ups, that the chart will come back a little bit. Again, human nature. If we look back, if we scroll back, here we had this really, really big run-up from like 19 cents all the way to 27 cents. Well, it's only human nature. We're going to have a little bit of a pullback, right? So if you're looking to get into SEI, what I would do is I would actually wait until SEI comes back to the 20-day moving average. Again, I can't give you financial advice. I'm just telling you what I'm doing. I own a significant portion of SEI, but if SEI were to fall back to this 17, 18 cents range, I would be buying, and I'd be buying with conviction. So that's what I would do. I've also considered like maybe putting some leverage plays in once it comes back down and then moving my profits from my leverage bag to my long-term bag. If that's something that you do want to do, my BTCC link will be down below. You can get a 10% bonus on first-time deposits. This is a no KYC, no VPN platform. You can do 50x leverage. Guys, please don't do that. I do 3, 4, 5x, and it does work out very well. I get liquidated not very frequent, right? Don't get me wrong. There are some times when I go in here and I'm putting in just for like kind of fun gambles, I'll put in a 25x or something like that. But 90% of the time I'm doing 3 to 7x. So also down below will be linked to my free Discord. We have absolutely nothing to sell you. If you want to navigate crypto together, this is the place to do it. Again, we have nothing to sell you. A ton of alpha in here. Now, video that I did a month ago, I talked about my price predictions. So my base case is that we get back to 60 cents, right? The all-time high we said was 60, 70 cents. Yeah, I think we get back there. And the other thing is the market cap right now, it's $1 billion, right? 1.1, almost $1.2 billion. Yes, there will be some dilution along the way, but not much because it's spread out across several years. My base case is that we hit $2, which is a $10 billion market cap, and that would be roughly an 8 or 9x from here. My bull case is that we hit 30 million, 20 to 30 million-ish, and that would be about a 25x. My ultra bull case, and I have to give the disclaimer when you talk about my ultra bull case, but if SEI, or excuse me, if Bitcoin is in the 200,000s, Bitcoin dominance will fall. I would not be surprised if this hit a $50 billion market cap. With that being said, because I can already hear people in the comment, bitching and moaning, guys, let's just take it one step at a time. Let's get back to all-time highs. And then as Bitcoin ratchets up, we can expect a little bit more of the base bull and ultra bull case. So that's my update on SEI. I feel like it was overdue. It's been, like I said, 10 days. This is a project that I hold a significant portion of. If you want to know the percent of this or kind of the overall thought process of how much I hold of this, join the Discord. I'll give you a kind of, if you've made it this far in the video, this is probably because it changes all the time, probably my third or fourth, maybe fifth holding. Obviously, I hold Bitcoin, ETH. I have some SUI. I have some ICP. I have SEI. I love AVAX and AVAX plays. I love Caspa, amongst others. I bought some ZBAC a couple days ago. That's a smaller position. I have some Onyx coin as well. But SEI, it's either number 3, 4, or 5 on my portfolio. But with that being said, if you got any value out of this, consider hitting the like button. It helps the algorithm out way more than you would imagine. And consider subscribing if you want to see more videos like this. And I'll see you guys on my next one.